I've seen a few Peacock pop-up cards, but I haven't found any tutorials for making them, so I decided to make my own tutorial. If you'd like to learn how to make this card, keep watching! First, I got a piece of printer paper and found the halfway point of the bottom of the page. And then I marked this with a pencil. Then I started folding the bottom right corner up to create a triangle. The halfway point I previously marked served as the bottom corner of the triangle. Then I flipped the paper over and folded it again. This is the same technique you'd use if you were making a paper fan. I continued flipping the paper over and folding it until I had used up the whole page. Once that's done, I'm using a compass to make a perfect curve on top of the first triangle. Now I'm cutting the paper on the curve that I just drew. And I'm also cutting off the extra piece on the side that wasn't big enough to make another triangle when I was folding the paper like a fan. This is what my paper looks like now. This is going to be the back feathers of the peacock. I'm going to start cutting out designs in the feathers. Just like when you make paper snowflakes, you only have to draw designs on one flap and cut them all out at once. Here you can see that I've drawn a design on the front of the first flap and the same design on the back of the second flap. Now I'm folding the paper up and cutting out the first design. Here you can see what the finished product looks like. Now I'm folding up the paper again to cut out the second design, but I'm leaving the first and last flaps open when I cut because I don't want the design on those two flaps. And here you can see the finished product. I colored my feathers with crayons. I folded a blank piece of paper in half and drew a peacock on one side. I drew a rectangular tab on the bottom of the peacock. I drew a box around the feathers on the top of the peacock so it would touch the fold line. Now I'm cutting out the peacock and around the box on the top. I'm making sure that both sides of the peacock are attached to each other. I'm using a pencil to draw the peacock on the blank side, and then I'm coloring in both sides. Now I'm folding the two rectangular pieces down. When I fold a piece of printer paper in half and put the feathers in it, they actually stick out a little. So I'm just tearing the paper in half and taping it together the other way. I folded the tabs of the peacock outwards, and I'm using a ruler to plan where I'll glue the tabs down. Make sure the peacock is centered so it will be able to fold properly when you close the card. Here I'm gluing the tabs down one by one. Here you can see how the peacock cooperates when I close and open the card. I'd like the feathers to go in the peacock like this. Now I just need something that will help open the feathers when the card opens. So I'm cutting out a strip of paper. I'm not really concerned about how wide it is right now. I'm folding the strip of paper like a fan. The strip of paper will attach to the feathers like this. The strip is a little too wide, so I'm just cutting it in half. I'm gluing a strip of paper on the back of each side of the feathers. Now I'm gluing the bottom of the feathers into the back of the peacock. After this dries, glue the two strips on the sides down where they meet the paper. This is what my peacock looks like now. And here's the front view. And here's the back view. I'm gluing the two sides of the peacock's face and neck together. I'm also gluing the peacock's tail together. This is what the card looks like now. I'm gluing a piece of cardboard onto the front and back of the card. This is what the card looks like now. Now it's time to decorate the card however you like. Let your imagination run wild. This is how I decorated my card. I quilled the animals on the front using tutorials that I found online. On the inside, I used foam for the grass, pond, and stones. I hope you'll try making a peacock pop-up card as well. Thank you for watching my video.